We have another crazy goal from the keeper. Crazy goal. Watch this. Passes it back to his own keeper. He's going to take it. He's going to look downfield, boot it into his own goal. Just right in. So, whoosh. How did that happen? Apparently it was windy. I don't know if it's windy enough to blame the wind entirely. I think this guy's line had to be pretty mad. Mad? I meant bad. Anyway, that's something you missed that you never planned on watching. And this is everything you missed that you never planned on watching. It is brought to you by our good friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's go to baseball, where we had a crazy play, a fun play, a controversial play. First, just a base knock from Jose Siri. Good job by him. See the one that Cole waved his finger at? Or is that Caballero? I don't know. So he's on first base. He's stolen home twice already in this league, which is pretty good. Not a lot of people steal. That was ball 4. Pitcher's like, wait, I thought it was 2-2. And they're like, no, actually that was ball 4 and you're out the game because you blocked him and you didn't even know. So your head's out. Now you're out. Steal of third is on. Siri's safe. Overslides the bag. They pursue him on the tag. He runs home. They have him dead to rights. The catcher gets got. The catcher's a very sad part of this tale. Siri's excited. Let me check the stat. Stole home for the third time in his lead-him career, making him just a 6th player on record to do so, and the first since 1970. Now, everyone's up in arms because they're like, base path? He went out of the base path. The rules are in Major League Baseball, not sure what the rules are for this league, but Major League Baseball says a runner's base path is established when the tag attempt occurs and is a straight line from the runner to the base he is attempting to reach safely, and the runner may not stray more than 3 feet outside of his line. And I'm genuinely confused here because the way I see this from just making breakdowns, I wouldn't expect the umpires to have called it, but people are upset because, and I could be very much wrong. This is the tag attempt, like right around there. And his hips, if you go to the other view of it right here, he's like a straight line from there would be hard because he's in the middle of turning. Do you get what I'm saying? From the tag, he's not unnaturally continuing to go. And if he had to run a straight line, that would be really hard on the body and weird to do. So like from there, he's running straight. Now this is just the catcher's fault. Just plant your ass at home plate and let him come to you. Like you're the last stop. You can't leave, if you're the last patrol, you stay at the base, and he leaves and just gets got. And then he kind of crawls. Maybe he's out of the baseline there. Maybe out of the baseline there. The first one, I would not expect him to call because he's kind of naturally that way. It would be very hard for him to like you have to stop your momentum and go straight. What do you guys got? I know everyone, I think I'm a minority opinion, but what do you guys got? Out of the base path, not out of the base path? Should they have called it? Should they not have called it? Do they have different rules or whatever? There's bigger controversy later on in other topics, so be ready to comment again. Connecticut high school football for the second year in a row. It is Darien versus New Canaan. They played each other 100 times now in the school's history, dating back to 1928. That's a fun stat. New Canaan beat Newtown. This is my high school conference. I went to Pomperog for 2 years. But anyway, controversy. There's Facebook messages. There's people upset. There's a ton going on. I have an opinion. It doesn't have to be your opinion, but let's see it. Anyway, New Canaan punched the ball downfield. Ball's rolling. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's in the third. New Canaan's winning. New Canaan beat Darien last year. They've actually won 2 in a row. They're going for a 3-peat here. And then they're getting set on defense while Darien is changing out their personnel. They're over at the sideline. Okay. And let's run the play. They break the huddle. Now only 10 guys run on the field right now for Darien. Only 10. And then they have a little meeting over here and they huddle up and they bunch up. And then when they break, they go to the ball real quick. New Canaan's trying, I'll find their guy. And then they snap it. And oh my goodness, that guy is wide open. Absolutely wide open. That's Thomas Herget, Benjamin Rolap. hope I said that right, is the QB for the touchdown to tie the game in the third. Absolutely wide open. They're hopping and yelling. Now, this is a trick play that has been done before. Johnny Manziel and the Browns. Manziel goes to the sideline with his arms out like, why are you subbing me out? Why are you taking me out? And him and coach are talking. What are you doing? What's going on? He's upset. They snapped the ball. He never went out of bounds. He was the wide receiver. It was very cool. It got called back because the running back wasn't set, so it didn't count. But if you look at this play, Manziel is standing in bounds. That's not what Darien did. He's hiding out of bounds behind the coach. So technically it's like a late substitution. If he's on the field, I personally don't have a problem with it. Like the Manziel play, I think that's cool. But the fact he's out of bounds, hiding behind the coach, I don't like it. To Darien's coach's credit, he said, we ran this by the officials. We told them exactly what we were going to do, that we were going to do it in the game, and they said it was okay. And then they went on to say it was okay in live time as well after it happened. People are saying, no way. They came out, like the conference, and said, no, that should not have been okay. No, that's not cool. And the coach was like, we only did it because we were told it was okay. So a ref wasn't listening. He's probably like tying his shoes. Coach is talking to him. Yeah, we got this real cool play. He actually hides behind me. Wasn't listening. I'm not for it. New Canaan won, so it doesn't even matter. What do you guys think? You fine with that? Let me know what you think in the comments. In the meantime, I got to let you know we got a sponsor of the show, and that sponsor is DraftKings. Grab your favorite team's jersey and some snacks and head to the couch for another Sunday of action-packed football. Get even closer to the action each Sunday with our partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you use code MIST. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code MIST. Bet just $5 on any wager. Get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code MIST. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Soccer National Championship, Vermont versus Marshall. There's 9 minutes, 45 seconds left. Marshall's up 1-0. Marshall's keeper kicks it right to Vermont, controls it. Boom, bang, bing, boom. Great play, good passing, and Vermont ties the game with under 10 to go. They are pumped up, fired up, because this is what they've done all postseason. Look at this play. So keeper didn't see him there, thought he was just going to get it by him, probably wanted it higher, and then dink, dink, dunk, goal. Now, this is the coach of Vermont, and I got to pause it and tell you a little bit about their story as of right now. They weren't seeded, unseeded team, okay? They beat Iona 5-0. They beat Hofstra 2-1. They beat San Diego 1-0 in overtime. They beat Pittsburgh 2-0. They beat Denver in penalty kicks. It was 1-1 through overtime. It went to penalty kicks. Now in this championship match, they're going to go to overtime again because they just tied it. So they're on a little bit of a Cinderella run. Now the defender's just going to boot it up to Maximilian Kissel, I think is his name, and he beats the foot race. Goalie one-on-one, stutter steps him, gives himself some space, puts it in, wins the national championship. You have to hear the call that the announcer had. Oh, I love it. Don't call them Cinderella. You can call them national champs. It's a good line. Is that a common one? People use that? I heard it. I loved it. And I also love this celebration. While I was editing it, I got all sports misty-eyed from the reactions, from the coaches, from the players, from the whole thing. A Cinderella run. To win it, to always come from behind, to have that trust and belief. It's just cool. And the coach, he's crying. I love me a coach that cries. Healthy thing to have tears of emotion, you know? Now he finds Kissel, the player who scored the game-winning goal. He runs up to him. He's just screaming. He's screaming. He's giving a hug. He goes, oh, I fucking love you, man. I fucking love you. You are the man. That's awesome. I love that. And then he turns around and this is, oh, look at the tears coming his way and his assistant coach. Very cool. Very cool. Big hug out of the two of them. Head coach, assistant coach. And these guys have a bit of a history because the head coach was an assistant coach when the assistant coach was a player back in 2012, 2013, 2014. So there they are back then, assistant coach and player. Now they're head coach, assistant coach, and they've just won together. And assistant coach is giving out more hugs and just more tears. And now the head coach's wife is there and she's saying good job and she gives him a kiss. And behind them, you can see celebrating, but just like pushing each other. Like number 3 and his buddy, that's how guys do. They just push each other when they're excited. See, look behind. They just push each other, and then they're going to come in for the big dap up and hug. And number 27 saw his coach right there. So he's going to go up to coach and say, hey, coach, and give him a big hug. And coach is ready to give him a big hug. But then someone a little more special comes up, coach's son. And he's like, oh, son. And the player's like, hey, that's cool. That's your son. It's all good. You can leave me hanging. Coach's wife is like, we're family. I gotcha. And she gives him a big hug on the bottom right, while the head coach is just celebrating with his son, putting him up in the air. They're hugging. We're crying. We're having a good time. Sports are fun. That's the end of the show. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a great holiday week. Appreciate everything you guys have done for us, allowing us to continue this show, a full year of run. It's grown. It's been good. It's been fun. And I am, like this story, I wouldn't even have found it if we didn't have a team searching these out. So I'm so glad I find it. I get to share it with you. It's a really cool thing we have going here. Thank you very much for making it possible. Appreciate you. Happy New Year.